Okay, welcome to module or welcome to um, framework 4. Welcome, guys, to this new um, title, to this new topic. I'm so happy that you guys are progressing and moving forward. So, understanding emotional pendulums. We all experience emotions, right? But have you ever noticed that they can be influenced by unseen forces? Emotional pendulums are energy structures that can trap or free our energy, depending on how we interact with them. I think you guys are familiar with the principle of the pendulum and what is happening, how are they affecting you, how are they. And if you remember, I told you, think of a pendulum as a black hole, or as you may see it, this sucking vortex. So, what are emotional pendulums? Energy structures. What is an energy structure? It is a collective energy of emotion, belief, thoughts, right? So, people in the army have a collective pendulum. It's a vortex that takes their energy and gives them energy, and you know controls them. This is a pendulum. But at the same time, understanding this concept can broaden your understanding. It's not only a a cult like energy. It can be anything. It can be a person. It can be an ideology. It can be basically anything, guys. And humans and people have always been parts of pendulums. There are some um, bad pendulums or good pendulums, right? The law of duality. So the next thing is feeding the pendulum. When you get emotionally invested, you contribute your energy to the pendulum. So you need to stop getting emotionally invested. How to do it? Well, what works for me, guys, is you imagine yourself transitioning to a new layer of life. Imagine yourself in a new layer of. If you guys are familiar with the concept of waking up in your dream, right, and you see how everything is real in your dreams, then you may relate to believing that this life is something similar. It's something similar. You are transitioning into a new version of life, a new possibility of you, your world, your rules. Everything is happening there the way you see it, right? So, this is a new version, this is a new possibility of you, and you are in a new dimension. That's it. um so for example, if you have rejected someone, if someone asked your help, you didn't feel like helping them for various reasons, you said no, you feel guilty, right? Don't feel guilty. Don't. You owe no one anything. Remember that. If you decide to help someone, it's out of your love. If your parents invest, because you're, for example, parents, they have invested in you, right? They have given you their energy, their money, like everything. They have made you the person you are. And whether they are perfect or not, I believe you may not owe anything to anyone unless, like, accept your parents. Like, your parents were the reason you came here, and your parents had a big, like, they had a great effort. They were actually not like, some people's life are different, right? Maybe you didn't have parents, maybe you had parents, but what I'm saying is, when you decide to help people, you decide to do it out of love, out of gratefulness, to be grateful, and out of your own will to help. Not because you are forced, not because you feel like you must, you have to, you should, right? You do it because you love the person, because you really and willingly, want to do it. Let's talk about a friend, for example, your friends, your acquaintance, right? Your extended family members, okay? So, feeding the pendulum. If you rejected someone's help, let's say your friends, don't feel guilty about it. Take it as a test. Take it as a challenge for your ability to say no. If you decided to change your life, if you decided to change yourself, then take it as a way of, as a universe giving you um, this request to see to test you, right? To test you, or to basically you test yourself, right? How are you going to react? Are you going to say yes, knowing that this is a game, or are you going to say no? You say no, you feel better, and you don't take it that personally. You don't take it seriously, because you know that that old version of you that was a yes person, for example, stayed in that layer. Now you move forward in a different layer. Like, yeah, now you are in a new, in a better layer of life, in a new transition. Just as a dream, if you are afraid in your dream, the monsters are summoned instantly, right? Same works with this life. But so if you understand this concept, and if you decide to, so if you understand that in a dream you can uh, get away from monsters just by intending, just by understanding that this is a game, and you decide to change the world. You be like, I want to see an ocean. Like, you are emotionless, right? You just wanna, you are intending, you are focused on having something. You wanna see, you wanna be on the ocean. You get it, right? If you wanna be somewhere else, like, you don't take it personally, like you're not in the game of your dream, like, oh, I can't. No, you can't control it. This is the same thing, right? I hope you get it. Trapping or freeing your energy. Pendulums can either hold you back or empower you. They will try to hold you back or try to empower you. They can't actually, grab you by the throat. What I mean is, like, they will try to attempt to lure you in every possible way. But if you don't react to it, it will leave you alone. Just like the dog. If you pass by the dog barking, it will not be at all offended that you passed it by. It will look for the next person to get validated, right? So depending on how you interact with them. Okay. So how emotions trap your energy. Aligning with negative frequencies. When you allow fear, anger, or guilt to consume you, you are aligning with pendulum's energy. So don't. And I know it's easy to say don't, guys. And I hope I've laid out some principles a couple minutes ago, all the way up, like all the time that I'm talking. But yeah, like when you allow fear or anger, so like I said, one way or trick you can use is just to imagine yourself transitioning into a closer, you're getting closer to your to the version you see yourself in, right? You're getting yourself closer to the better to the new you. Understanding that this is a dream. Everything happens according to this dream, right? Like, everything is happening according to my feelings in this dream, right? Or you could take it as like I said, a game. Meaning that, I know it's hard to take your head off sometimes, but believe me, guys, when you believe in pendulums, when you believe that pendulums actually exist in a metaphysical space, when you actually understand that they exist, you will begin to understand that, okay, this is a game. You can imagine yourself, like, I think you're familiar with energy work, so you can imagine and close your eyes and imagine that you are connected to the earth and to the source of all that is, right? In my case, I call him God. And so you imagine yourself and your energy, like you imagine God's energy, like flowing into you and burning and cutting any ties of pendulums. Like, maybe you have some tie, like maybe some pendulums are attached to you, right? Pendulums that you know of, or maybe you don't know of, right? Like energy structures. You just cut these ties. And believe me, when you do it and you take the time to do it and imagine and envision how this light is basically, like how this energy, like how this, like imagine there's a pendulum, and imagine a string coming from the pendulum, over your body or over your head, however you want to see it. And then the light is basically cutting, dissipating um, pendulums